Hello, hello. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the session of Next Level Digital 2022, Leading Women of Nestlé, Leadership for Impact. So while waiting for the rest of us to join in, we can enjoy the loop video. So yeah, Chris, please take it away. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Next Level Digital 2022. Be future forward with Nestle. So I would like to say thank you for you guys. Appreciate your enthusiasm and then your energy as well. I believe most of you guys has been joining this incredible event since yesterday. But before I introduce myself, I would like to check, have a weather check in the chat box. Maybe you can drop where's your location here right now? Where are you streaming this Nest level event? Go. You can put your location. Yeah, Indri, Indonesia, Lorraine from Philippines, and then Lydia from Indonesia, South Africa, Nigeria, Jakarta, Bali, Kenya, Pakistan, Zambia, Nigeria, South Africa, Indonesia, Philippines, okay, Malaysia, Ghana, wow, Kuala Lumpur, Thailand. A lot of our friends coming from Africa and then Pakistan and then also Middle East. I know because most of our speakers are coming from those areas. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Sarah Fatika Sari. I joined Nestle in 2019, and then I'm here as the talent acquisition and employer branding manager in Nestle Indonesia. So my career purpose here is to create others into Nestle. With you, hopefully, Nestle leadership or impact. Before that, I think we can talk about the house rules first. Hello, can you hear me well? Okay. Wait, let me just. Yep. Hopefully, I'm audible. Thank you very much. Yeah. So this is the house rules of our sessions today. Have your mobile on standby so that you can scan our QR code and then shoot your questions there on Slido. And then whenever we turn on the chat box, please be mindful. Do not spam on the chat box. Oh, the line is breaking. Really? Now, can you hear me? Is it okay now? Just checking. It's fine. All right. I'll put my phone away. I guess this is something that could be distracting the signal around my laptop. So yeah, we can go next. Um, Hopefully, I'm audible. Yep. So next level digital 2022. Right now, we're bringing the topic of leading women of Nestle leadership for impact. So I would like to create a short context first about this topic. First thing first, Nestle's goal in women empowerment, we really want to support, value, and respect women in our workplace because we believe that it will foster inclusive, innovative, and also supportive workplace for everyone. So, what is actually our effort for the past years in order to boost our women empowerment? First one is to develop our policies. We have anti-discrimination policies, and then violence and harassment at work. And then we also have our mandatory training of diversity and inclusion, and also unconscious bias. Not to mention, we have enhanced maternity policy. For example, in Indonesia, we have a 7 months of paid maternity leave, and in Africa, we have 5 months of maternity leave. And then facilities at the office, we have nursing room. And then some of our markets like Africa, we also provide nannies on site. And also in the people side, we have equal pay review and then flexible working arrangement. So all in all, it leads us to the result globally. we have 43.8% of mid and senior management who are female. And I am really grateful and excited to share a stage today with few of them here. And these awesome ladies in the event of Next Level 2022. Please allow me to introduce her one by one. We will start with Hajra. So Hajra here is the head of human resources in Nestlé Pakistan. Hajra, maybe you want to say hi to everybody here? You can wave your hand. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, so Hajra here has been in Nestlé for 9 years, and she initiated and led diversity initiative in Pakistan market, design and develop multiple leadership programs, and then have more than 100 coaching hours. She is very passionate in developing people, coaching, and leading a change. Up next, we have also Bunmi. Bunmi, you can say hi to everybody here.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you. So Bunmi here is the plant manager culinary for West, Central, and Western Africa. She's been in Nestlé. She's been with Nestlé for 12 years, and then 9 years she was successfully pioneered the total productive maintenance project, which is the achievement is 87% rollout on priority lines. 3 years as a plant manager, and she is the first female plant manager in her market. Manage the beverages, a culinary plant today. And she's passionate about people development, coaching, and guiding and counseling. Up next, not but not least, we have Arifa Hussein. Arifa, you can turn on your camera and say hi to everyone. Yeah, Arifa here is the regional marketing manager in Nestlé Middle East and North Africa. So she's been here for more than 10 years, started as a fan sales supervisor, the first female in the role. Different roles in sales, commercial development, and then business development, and also marketing. She also led change management project in coffee category and beyond. She's passionate about coffee, me as well. We can fist bump, and then people, and also leadership. So, guys, as you can see in here, we have this inspiring ladies as our panelists today, and all of them are passionate about people development. So how exciting it is to work at Nestlé, right? I mean, even though they're not all of them coming from HR background, but all of them has the share the same passion of developing others, of sharing ideas and insights. So yeah, applause to them. Again, I feel very honored to share stage with you ladies. All right. So maybe we can start the session right now. Okay, I would like to start with this super powerful question, which has been a hot topic for the last, I think, 10 years, I would say. So what are some of Nestlé's effort in achieving a gender balanced workforce? Because like I mentioned earlier, globally, we have 43.8% of mid and senior management level who are female. So who wants to take this question first?
Yeah, I can start. Yes.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, Sarah. And I think this is a very important question, and this will give you a perspective how Nestlé operates. So I will start from the global side. So globally, this is a mandate, a very, very strong mandate from the senior leadership team. So the most senior people in the organization are the ones leading this initiative, and they are cascading in the same way. So even at market level, the senior leadership is the sponsor of this initiative. And once you have strong sponsors that actually help you to make all the efforts applicable, and you can do the changes. So now coming back on the effort side, that what effort Nestlé is making. So I will divide that question into three parts. So there's one part that is related to attraction. So whenever we are attracting new talent to our company, we make sure that our employer branding clearly states that we are equal opportunity employer, and the positions are open for both the genders. And during the interview process, we make sure that we balance the pool. So it needs to be a equal split, so both genders get equal chance, and this is where we are putting a lot of effort. Coming to the unconventional careers, for example, sales. At market levels, we have different programs. For example, in Pakistan, we have a program, Karo Etamad, with Believe in Yourself, where you don't find a lot of talent in the market who can get into these roles. But we hire them on contract, the female talent. We train them over a year on those skills, and then they have an open chance to compete for the positions at entry level. So these are few efforts towards the attraction side. The other side is towards the development and retention, and there again, there is a lot of effort in terms of sponsoring the right females for the leadership position. And once we identify those females, we make accelerated development plan for such females, and we keep a close check for that. And this is not only a market specific, even at global level, this is exactly we are following. And then this mandate is actually helping us to penetrate into the senior leadership roles. The other thing which we strongly vouch for, or we are very proud of, is our mentoring programs, where we pair the young talent, middle talent, or the senior talent with the right mentors, so they can help you lead your career as well. So this is also where the initiatives are playing a great role. The third part comes last but not least is facilities. So it seems very normal that, okay, we have all the facilities and everybody is equally equipped. But now I will like to talk about people, especially working moms who need daycare. So most of our markets in the sales centers at factories, we do have daycare facility. Same goes when you are coming back from maternity. So in Pakistan, for example, we have a initiative of a maternity champion. So what the maternity champion does is keep a close check with the returning moms as well. Are they settling in well in their roles? Do they need any support? How we can help them? Along with the separate breastfeeding rooms, we encourage all that. So we want to make sure that when they are returning, we have the right facilities. In addition to that, and again, this is going to be country specific, but for example, we have a lot of security challenge in some areas where females can't go by themselves, especially if they are in sales. So we have introduced the driver allowance for females. So these are different efforts in different categories, which is helping us actually to achieve our gender balance. And it is also helping us to ensure that when we are enrolling female population, we are making sure that we are not attracting them, we are also developing them, and we are providing them with the right facilities. So maybe if somebody else from the panel wants to build, I think I can pass on.
All right. Thank you, Hajra. Oh, yeah. Arifa, you want to add on something? Yes,
yes, I can add on. Actually, what Hajra mentioned kind of applies to Middle East, North Africa as well, because at the end of the day, we are one Nestlé and we have practices that are cascaded to different markets. So largely what has been mentioned is truly practiced in MENA region as well. But probably one or two points that I would like to add on to what Hajra mentioned is that at MENA, we also have the flexible work arrangements. At the same time, we've also done in our market the equal pay review, because it's also very important to have the equal pay between males and females. At the same time, majority of the population, the workforce, has been trained on the unconscious bias training as well, which is quite important. And at the same time, I mean, if I may share just an example from my own team, actually all the marketing team, all the people in my team are actually females below 30. And here the question is more about how do we bring the gender balance also from a male perspective. And just a disclaimer here that it's not something that has been done to achieve a KPI. If you meet anyone from my team, they truly deserve the position that they are in. So just wanted to share with you a couple of points from the MENA region.
Thank you. I mean, I'm a female under 30 myself, and then I can feel like in Nestlé, there's a strong support that is given to us as a young talent. And then I also totally agree with all the policies that Nestlé provided. Global or even in the markets, they don't see gender as the factor of our pay review, I would say. So I totally agree. Yeah. Hajra,
Yes,
please.
Sarah, I was just going through the chat box. There is one very interesting comment there. Can a middle-aged woman apply in Nestle? I really want to take that question up, and this is where it is age is not a barrier again at Nestle. So it's not that only if you are young, only then you can apply. And not only as a middle age, I want to share one initiative. So usually in females, there is a probability that once you get married, you have kids, you have too many things on your plate, or you have some other urgencies in the family that you want to take a career break. Nestle offers a returnship program as well. So that means that even if you have taken a career break, regardless of this thing, you are middle age, even on top of that, if you have taken a career break, there are ways to get back into the workforce, and the returnship plan actually help females to build their capability again, to make them comfortable with the work environment. And it is something, a one-year program. Once you are settled in, you can get back into the workforce. So this is again, when we are talking about gender balance is the only agenda, regardless of the age and all other barriers.
Yes, yes, not a barriers, especially if we are living in an environment that is really supportive and also inclusive. That's why, I'm very grateful to be working at Nestle. Yes, Bhumin, do you have anything to say on this one?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sarah. What Hajra and Arifa have added is exactly what is going on in Central West Africa. I am in the factory, and for us in the factory, we encourage greatly. For all roles, we must have a female candidate. It's not something that is given to us on a platter of gold. For as many women that merit it, this job is given to them. We take time to also ensure that they are well on board concerning the job. In terms of maternity, like you said, the maternity period is 5 months. Once the lady is coming back with her baby and the nanny, there is a baby room where they can stay. The baby is well taken care of by the nanny. She also eats in the canteen, and the baby is under the view of the mother. So she can leave her job, go attend to her baby, breastfeed her baby, and make sure that the baby is well taken care of. So Nestle is doing quite a lot. When I came into Culinary Plant, we were just about 6 of us. As of today, now we are 14, and I have a mandate to increase to 30 by mid next year. So Nestle is really welcoming so much in order to ensure that we balance the workforce. And men tend to do better when they see female around. So this is a good mix, a very good mix for us in the organization. So these are some of the things that we do in Siwo. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Bhumi. Exactly. Not only about the policies, not only about career opportunities, but also about facilities. As we can see, Nestle as a global company has been very, very consistent. We have a different market here. I'm coming from Indonesia, Hajra coming from Pakistan, Arifa from Middle East, and then Bhumi from Central Africa. We have the same goal, and then we have also the same vision to make women feel empowered and confident through those elements. Yes, thank you, ladies. Maybe we can move to the next question. All right, this is very interesting, I think, because you guys are coming from different background, like Hajra in HR, and then Arifa in commercial, and then Bhumi in operations. So what are some challenges that you have faced as a female in your function? Maybe Bhumi, you can start. Yes.
This is quite interesting because for me as an engineer and then being in the role of a plant manager, some of the challenges that I have encountered are, the pressure on me to be able to prove myself on the job, prove myself as an engineer and also as a plant manager. And the men tend to just stand behind and watch and see, can she do it? Can she be as good as we are? Can she do some of these strenuous tough jobs? The other aspect is the comparison with men. The role I'm presently occupying was occupied by a man. And so they tend to want to see, okay, so when this man was there, this was the way he was handling the situation. Let's see the way she's also going to handle it. So there tends to be that comparison, that bias. How is she going to tackle situations that come along? Another challenge is when the men tend to pity me. Sometimes they think that they are empathizing, but it's actually pity. And this makes me feel, hold on, is there anything that is wrong with me? Is there anything that is wrong? I think you should just allow me to just be who I am. The interesting part is when they come into my office and they want to share or they have something to say, they already have a bias written on their faces. And the bias is, well, by the time they start the sentence, I'm not sure if you understand what I'm going to say. And I tell them, tell me what you want to say. You are in the plant manager's office, so let me hear you. And quite a lot of challenges, but by and large, over the span of 27 years as an engineer and 3 years in the role of a plant manager, I've been able to overcome because number one for me is that mental and psychological preparedness in this role, because I know that in a plant like mine with about 14 women and close to 700 men, this is not going to be far-fetched. I'm going to meet things like this. So that preparedness is something that is very interesting for me. And also not to put around me that aura of bias. That aura of bias, I don't need to carry it on me. It's something that I am in a workplace. I just need to be free and be myself. And ensuring that I have good working relationship with the men, not just as a plant manager or as an engineer, but as a leader.
Yes.
Because if you have so much women and you have little men, then there is also an imbalance in the gender also. So these are some of the things, some of my own challenges. Arifa,
Definitely.
you'd like to help me?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Arifa, please.
Look, first of all, Bhumi, what you shared is absolutely inspirational and really hats off to you. Look, I think the beauty of the panel is that there's also diversity of experience. We are based in different locations, and that will obviously lead to different experiences. Now, if I'm talking about my personal experience, I've been working in the MENA region for over 10 years. I originally come from Pakistan, and I was born in quite a traditional family. I was born in a tribe. But when it comes to the workplace, actually, I haven't really experienced challenges as a female. Of course, I've faced challenges, and I still continue to face many challenges. But those challenges are, for me, they are gender neutral. They would be the same if there was a guy in my position, they would face the same. The only time I would say that where I faced slightly this the gender challenge was when I went to Iran on a mission for 1.5 years. And I was part of the MANCOM along with 12 other MANCOM members. We all came from different nationalities, and I was the only female. And of course, Iran is more of a traditional culture. Having said that, it has been such an enriching experience to see, first of all, how many females are there in Nestlé Iran. But there I had to adapt a bit to the situation, but it also made me stronger. It taught me to speak up and, make others also adapt and realize that there is a female in a discussion. And also, I would say that it really shaped me as well as a person. But I so far, at least in my experience, I haven't been challenged as a female per se.
Thank you. Thank you, Arifa, for sharing. Yes, Hajra, do you have anything to add on this one?
Yeah, so I will just add on to Arifa's. So I could fairly understand when you say you are from Pakistan. So again, I haven't faced a challenge in the function or in company, but when I started off my career, I'm talking now 18 years ago. At that time in Pakistan, there were not many companies who have a lot of females working. And in my first job, I was the only female in that company. And that itself was a big struggle because there is a tendency that the male population, they have very strong alignments outside the meeting as well. And when they are coming on the table, everything is pre-aligned. We as females usually tend to miss that opportunity, and we think that whatever alignment we need to do, it needs to be done in the meeting. So this is like, we have by default different working styles, and that is a challenge to get things done. How I overcome, I personally felt that that is a great learning from the male peer group, that you can do pre-alignments regardless of your genders. Doesn't matter if you don't smoke, you can still go to the smoke corners, you can pre-align the content, you can be friends with them, and you can sort all the things. You need to get out of your comfort zone. And the minute you are out of your comfort zone, things are very easy to achieve.
Yes, totally, totally. The minute you are out of your comfort zone, things are easy to manage and to achieve. Yes, that's one of the quote that me and also the audience that is reaching to 450 participants. So applause to you guys. Thank you for sending a lot of love reaction in our Zoom chat. Just to recap about this topic, so regardless your function, regardless where you are, I think in order to have a standpoint, in order to bring yourself for who you are, we really need to be brave and be courageous in order to challenge the status quo. That's the thing that I learned from this lady's answers. Yep. All right, we can move to the next topic. All right, so how is Nestlé supporting you in managing your professional, career, and personal life? Maybe this is something that we already mentioned in a glimpse, but right now we can talk in details about it, especially when it comes to juggling between two life, right? What I understand also at Nestlé, we are quite flexible as a company. And then maybe you guys can also share what is actually the flexibility that you guys have experienced at Nestlé that can boost your career and also your family as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to start? Yeah.
So I can take this question, and I can proudly say that it's been Nestle. It's been 9 years, and during this time, I had multiple line managers. Not even once I felt that I'm going to suffer on my personal or professional life because of lot of workload or lot of personal commitments. So in culture, the flexi in the mindset is very, very strong. It all depends on person herself or on employee, that how you are going to manage. If you are going to treat your official life altogether different and personal life a separate, it might be very difficult for you to manage both. But if it integrates well, where you can do a fine balance for yourself, it is going to be very, very easy. At company level, we have a lot of flexi policies. We also have a lot of other initiatives, like you can work from home, you can take some flexi hours. It all depends how you want to manage your work. And the minute you have a good alignment with your line, this also becomes very easy. And it goes vice versa as well. So for example, there are days when there are a lot of tasks and a lot of deliverables. I might be consuming my personal hours at work. But then there are days when I'm sitting in office, I might be doing some personal work, which is not official. But it all depends that where is that fine balance, and how do I need to share that with my line and to make it happen. But I can very, very easily vouch for this thing, that during my 9 years, multiple reporting lines never happened once that I felt that there is a challenge. And this speaks the culture of the company itself, that we are very, very flexible and we support these initiatives.
Yes, thank you, Hajra. It's nice to hear from the first-hand experience, especially you are a working mom as well, Hajra.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Bumi or Arifa, you want to add on something on this topic?
Look, probably I can share a bit of a personal experience. So I fully agree with whatever Hajra has mentioned, but I think proof is also in the pudding. Sometimes you really realize how the company stands for its values or what you say, and it's not just the talk when you are going through a situation. So a few years back, I actually took on a project and I moved to Iran. Of course, you understand the geopolitical context of Iran. My husband and I were very excited to move there. There were also opportunities for him to pursue. And as soon as we moved, the situation of Iran actually turned to be quite difficult. There was Trump government and the whole nuclear deal was off the table. That kind of made no prospects for my husband to stay in Iran. So he had to go back to Dubai. And that was the time where, of course, I delivered the project, but the company really supported me in terms of coming back and finding an opportunity in Dubai, because I was getting very common feedback that the way forward is not to live separately. So the company actually facilitated for me and found me an opportunity back in Dubai, so we can live together as a family. So that for me was something that really made me value Nestlé and have a huge sense of gratitude for this personal experience, because I felt that this was shown beyond, you know, just the words, and it's truly something that the company believes in.
Yep. Agree. It's nice to hear that, Arifa. And then right now, are you with your family still?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good to hear. Yep. All right.
And
So
still married.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to hear you're not in a long distance relationship anymore. All right. Okay. So Wumi, yes, you can add on.
Sarah, for Arifa and for Hajra, everything that they have said, I tell you, one of the things that I am most proud of is the fact that Nestle is a family company. Whatever the challenges are, whatever our goals are, whatever the targets are, Nestle is human. And so the ability to give us the space to manage both the career and the personal life without any one of it suffering. I mean, for us here in Central West Africa, particularly in Nigeria, we have what we celebrate, Family Open Day, where we bring our families together and helps our family to really appreciate, this is where I work, these are the things that I do, and they mingle with every person that you interact with. One of the things that they've been able to do, which is very significant, that is one, and the fact that wherever you find yourself, you are supported headlong for it. You are supported, whether it's you be in engineering, in operations, in supply chain, whatever field, as long as it has to do with your career and also your family, we always say that you must be able to integrate them into one another without anyone suffering. So we're lucky, ladies. Nestle is it.
Yes. I agree. So regardless your roles, everyone, a mom, a sister, a wife, or also a female colleague, Nestle always find ways to support in whatever it is that is possible. As long as we can contribute ourselves in delivering a result, Nestle will always find ways to suit opportunity to us as well. So yeah, thank you, praying ladies. We can move to the next question. This is actually one of the questions that I really look for. So what are some advice that you would give to young women starting their career? Maybe Hajra, you can be a bit more specific in the HR function, personally to me. And then, yeah, Arifa, you can also pick the commercial one. And then Bumi, you can pick the operations one. Yep. Hajra, you want to start? Sure. Thank you.
So again, and just not only for you, Sarah, but for all the young population. So whenever you are starting your career, there are a few things you need to keep in mind, and this is my personal advice. It worked very well for me. So I think number one is you need to be truthful to yourself. You really need to know what you like and what you don't like. And especially in the beginning of the career, it is very easy to identify your potential by yourself before somebody else identifies. So just be very truthful and try to do things that excites you a lot, because then your natural potential will come more stronger. Once you have identified that, give your best. It's like you need to ace the game, because this is something you like, you have a strong potential. So give your best, and the minute you are going to give your best, you are going to differentiate from rest of the population. And this is the time whenever you are doing any task, don't forget to take the feedback. It's like and feedback at time is going to be difficult as well to absorb, but take it with the mindset that it's not to bring you down. It is actually to take you up. And the feedback is actually a sort of a gift to you, that somebody is being very courageous and honest and giving you the right feedback on the pluses, on the minuses. So take the feedback very, very openly and honestly, and try to act on that feedback. And during this time, the only advice is trust yourself. So don't let any external factors, internal factors that can bring you down, don't make that happen. It's like you need to trust yourself, and the minute you have the conviction that yes, I can do it, okay, yes, this is the opportunity area, I will ace it. And I can give you my example. When I started off my career, I was seen as the most introvert person, which is like, it's like the minute I see 10 people, I was like, oh God, I need to talk, that type of energy. But during the period, it's like I got extremely super mentors and some people who were there in my network, that now when I see people, that excites me and I want to talk to them. Despite of this thing, there are few things, I am a very private person, I still keep those things with myself, but otherwise when I'm interacting, this gives me the energy, and the people part is making me like, happy. So this is how you identify your talent right in the beginning. And if you see that there is opportunity area, make a action plan. If it's naturally coming, you are going through it, good. If not, maybe that is the time you need to change your career line from one function to another stream. But be truthful to yourself, and always believe in yourself. That's it. You're going to ace.
Yep. Thank you. Right mindset and right attitude. Thank you, Hajra. Yes, the next, Bhumi. In operations.
For me in operations, when these young women come into the career, Hajra said one of it. I tell them, be sure that this is what you want. Be sure that you are very certain and you are prepared mentally, physically for this, because when the going gets tough, that is when you start questioning yourself. And if you're not careful, you give up or you beat yourself blue-black. So be sure that you're ready for this career. I also tell them that it's important that you get family and friend support, because you will need it when it is tough. There will be people that will stay with you when you need to work late hours and you need to concentrate at work. Your family should be there to give you a helping hand when those situations arise. I always tell them, don't be like anyone, be yourself. You need to stay true, and that's what Hajra said. You need to stay true to yourself. Your integrity is more important than the sphere of influence. So your integrity, being who you are, and then to tell them, you are coming into this role. What legacy do you want to leave? Mine is what I'm sharing with you. What would you also want to leave for those who are coming behind? And you must always remember that your family does not need to suffer for you to have a career. They do not need to suffer for you to have a career. You must be able to balance both of them, because women, for us, we are divided into many pieces. You have to be a wife, to be a mother, to be a sister, to be so many things. And yet you want to eat your cake and have it. I think it's only women that eat their cake and still have it as it is. I also tell them to remember that there will always be life after the career. There will always be life after everything. So in the role that you find yourself, make sure that you are respectful to everyone, irrespective of the level they are, because you will need them. Whether when you are climbing up or when you are coming down, you will definitely need them. Try to help as many as you can if it is within your reach, and make sure that you have fun on the job. If you don't have fun, then you will not have interest every morning when you need to come to work. Something must motivate you because you love doing what you're doing. Have fun, take care of yourself, and ensure that your integrity is your jewel. Keep it, be honest. So these are some of the things that I share with them.
Thank you, Bhumi. So know what you want and don't forget to have fun, because life is not all about work. Ariba, you have a take to this. Maybe you can share with us.
Yes. Look, first I want to start with the piece of advice that I got when I was starting my career, because when you first enter the corporate world, it is a bit, overwhelming, and you have big responsibility. You don't have the experience. And the piece of advice that I got from someone, which I believed helped me a lot, was, focus on performance and focus on the right behaviors, and everything else will take care of itself. And I think that's something that I've really kept very close to my actions and to my heart, and I've seen the results. At the same time, I mean, given that I come from a commercial background, I believe it's very important to be open to possibilities. Career is not always an escalator. You press a button and you're on the next floor. Sometimes it's a spiral staircase, and you might have to take parallel moves, and you might have to go through different experiences to be well groomed for the next role or the next position. I think also for me, this is something that I learned from Indra Nui, who's one of the people that I really look up to, is being a lifelong student. I think being curious and being curious to learn, and always learn and unlearn, it's super important. I think it's something that I have benefited from. I can do a lot better as well in that area. And at the same time, something that I have learned with more experience, and of course with growing older, I would like to think that I'm becoming wiser. And what I've learned is that, there will be times where you will be praised, and then there will be times that you will be criticized. And don't let the praise get to your head or make you arrogant. And at the same time, don't let criticism fill you with self-doubt. I think that's something that I've really learned over the years, and it's something that I'm trying to practice myself. And last but not the least, really enjoy the journey. Sometimes we are so focused on what's next, but it's really about what's now, and seizing really that moment and making the most out of it.
Yes, agree with you. So someone wise said to me that feedback is the breakfast of the champion. So regardless our gender, regardless our what generation that we come from, feedback is always good for ourselves. Like Arifa said, whether it's an appreciation, recognition, or it's critics, we need to receive it very well, because it will help us in our self-growth anyway. Yep. Thank you, ladies. We can go to the next topic. This one is also very interesting. Ladies, maybe because of the we're being mindful of the time, maybe we can take this question in a short answer. Yep. Maybe Hajra, you want to start? Who is your role model?
Yes. Okay. I'll quickly go through this. So one of the senior leader at Nestlé, and I will focus more that how the person impacted me. So whenever I went to this person and he's my mentor. So whenever I go and ask some problem, he asks a very, very powerful question every time, and asks so casually, tell me, okay, you shared a problem with me. Now tell me something good about this problem. So, it's like itself is like such a powerful question that it makes me think, okay, this is a problem. I'm sharing a problem. He wanted to find something positive out of this problem, how to go about that. But later I figured out that it shifts my mind towards the positive side. And that actually helped me to grow as well, and to actually solve a lot of complex problems, because the minute your mindset is positive, you are going to find ways. So I think my personal role model is my mentor, and this is how he was able to impact my thoughts and overall decision making.
Thank you. Decision making. Yes, that's a way to go. This is not a skill that we can develop overnight, but we really need a role model or even a mentor to really develop and sharpen this skill. Thank you, Hajra. Up next, Bunmi.
Okay, so my role model, I'm so happy anytime I have to talk about her, is Frida Duplan. She retired about 2 years ago. And when I joined Nestlé in 2010, I had the opportunity of my induction, and I met her. She's actually, I think she studied IT. That was her background, but her ability to go through every department. She was in marketing, she was in sales, she was almost in everything. And yet she was still keeping her energy up and going up until the time she left as the market head for Pakistan and then came back home as the MD for Nestlé Ghana. So looking at her, I mean, I told myself, I can be anything. I can be anything. Despite the fact that I'm an engineer, I can be anything. And I was so happy that while she was still in Central West Africa before she retired, at least she got to hear people call me Little Frida, and that really made her happy. So Frida was a very strong model for me. And coming in also my boss, you know, joining from another company, he just told me straight up, you are going to pioneer TPM. So how do you want to do it? What do you want to do? Where do you want to support you? What encouragement do you need for you to deliver outstanding results? I won't forget that. He said outstanding results. And with such a statement, with such support, I mean, in the last 9 years of working as the market TPM manager, I was able to do so much that I was proud of myself. So
fine. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Bunmi, I think, yes, energy is very contagious. So we need to be mindful what kind of energy that we want to influence to others, right? Whether it's positive or it's negative. And I'm glad that you got a very big positive energy from Frida. Thank you for sharing with me. So next, Arifa.
Yeah, look, maybe a couple of thoughts here. I think for me, I find it difficult to choose one person as a role model. I like to look at different people for different sources of inspiration. So if I'm sharing first, you know, from an outside perspective, as I mentioned earlier, Indra Nui, who was the chairperson of PepsiCo Global, is someone that I find personally very inspirational. Because she's a woman of color, of course, she comes from a similar background to myself. I like what she added to PepsiCo. Of course, with PepsiCo, you know, having a vision like performance with purpose, it's something that really resonated with me, all the actions that she took. At the same time, I've, of course, been very blessed to have mentors within Nestlé. I have a mentor who recruited me into the company, and then throughout 10 years, she's literally been there to support me through thick and thin, telling me sometimes the toughest things that you might not want to hear, but you know, it's something that I believe is the role of the mentor. At the same time, there are people who are also junior to me. They are also inspiring to me in many ways. So within my team, there are people that I look up to. They have better work-life balance or work-life integration. There are people who are very strong in digital, you know, where they could be reverse mentoring senior people. So I think for me, it's very important to seek this source of inspiration, regardless of the level. I find it, you know, across, I would say, the value chain and on a personal level as well.
Yes, totally agree. I was going to say about for the management team in Nestle, they're not too proud to ask. As you see in the opening slides, in the opening introduction, that's what our team do. We encourage each other, not only the senior to the junior, but also the junior to the senior. So reverse mentoring is really a thing. So that was like a very great question to move to our next session, which is Q&A. But before we move, I actually want to read a very heartwarming comment. So this one, I'm going to read. Personally, I feel excited seeing women who work so hard to make a positive difference. So bravo to Nestlé women. I hope my dream of working with you become reality one day. Yes, fingers crossed, hopefully, yeah. Yep. Okay. So maybe we can move to the first question. Okay. So I wanna ask Arifa about this. I mean, considering your experience that has gone through not so easy situation, the one that you mentioned earlier, to be relocated. So what actually motivated you to step up and become a leader in the organization? regardless the uncertain situation?
What motivated me to be a leader? Is that the question?
Yes, yes.
Look, for me, I think it's about, I mean, as a person, I'm someone who strives for better and better. That's something that exists in me since I was a student, or whatever role I have to perform in life. I try to do it to the best that I can. And of course, we do have, let's say, a career goal that we want to achieve, and then obviously you want to map some of the steps that you would like to take to make you more balanced for that role. So the motivation, but I think as well, that brings a lot of responsibility as well on you as a leader, because what I've realized is that it might sound a bit funny to you, but I have to say that over the years, and having started at Nestlé 10 years ago, it also really puts a lot of responsibility on my shoulder, that if I'm leading people and if I'm leading world's greatest brands, and if I'm representing the world's largest food and beverage company, I really need to be at my best, whether that's functionally or from a leadership perspective. So the motivation honestly comes from within. I'm someone who is really driven by success. As you can see, my mug also says that I wake up for success. So that's more of a personal thing, but I don't want to undermine the responsibility that it also brings and makes you a better version of yourself.
Yes, agree. So motivation can come from anywhere, yeah, Arifa. Okay, so this is a specific question. My question to Hajra: do you think Pakistani women are equally contributing in Nestlé, despite of the cultural and then economical and also political situation in the country?
All right. So within Nestlé, I think once you are in Nestlé, it's regardless of gender, it's you contribute equally, and you have a seat on the table, and you have a very, very strong presence as well. So despite of the culture, the economic situations, the country situations, that aside, but the minute you are able to get into a FMCG like Nestlé, the platform and the canvas is very open. I will link to another question here, which I was going through, do we have a pressure as a female to lead it? I will say that personally, I don't feel a pressure, because I'm provided with the right facilities and a right support network that I can deliver and I can make it successful. But there is an unconscious bias in my mind as well, that if I fail, the other women, they are going to be stereotyped. So that pressure is there, because we are still on the journey to make it happen, and to make sure that the surroundings get that conducive as well. So otherwise, within Nestlé, the support network we have and the sponsors and mentors we have, all the tasks which sound very difficult becomes very easy. And as I earlier mentioned, the minute you are out of your comfort zone, you are going to deliver lot better compared to what you can imagine yourself.
Yes, agree, Hajra. So regardless of the external situation or external influence, as long as we being truthful of ourselves and also being true to ourselves, we can try to step out of the comfort zone and then start to achieve whatever that we want to achieve. Yeah. Thank you. All right, so moving to a specific question for Bunmi. So what do you find most fulfilling about your career, Bunmi?
Okay, so what do I find most fulfilling in my career is the fact that I didn't stumble on it. It was what I wanted. From when I finished my secondary school, I wanted to be an engineer. I guess it's because I grew up as a tomboy, so that made me very comfortable. And then for the level that I have attained now, I see myself as a role model to younger women. In Africa, we're just getting to open up into the field of technical, particularly engineering. It's possible for you to find so many women it's possible for you to find a handful in electrical, possibly in civil, but in mechanical, that has to do with heavy equipment, you don't find many women there. When I was in the university for my master's program, I was the only female among 15 men. So for me, I'm comfortable wherever I find myself. So my fulfillment is the joy that comes from being who I am. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. And secondly, the encouragement, the motivation that I have been to other younger women who are coming into the business, not just in Nestlé, even outside. So this is something that is very fulfilling for me, very fulfilling. And to find out that two of my children also want to be engineers, that's quite interesting for me. I must have motivated them well enough for them to want to be engineers too.
Yes, yes, of course. It actually leads me to the next question. It asks this person asked you, how would you empower specifically engineering women to step out of their comfort zone and then really pursue a career, especially in this kind of manufacturing company like Nestlé?
Okay, so one of the things that I'm most happy about is the fact that I love developing people. So for the ladies that are with me in the plant here, there are some of them that are quite shy and they are quite reserved. Knowing this about their personality, after having the initial discussion with them on the fact that this is the profession that you have chosen, you will not be a mismatch. I tend to throw them, just like Hajra said, when you move out of your comfort zone, then you be who you are. So I have thrown quite a lot of them into areas where they never thought they could be. And I am seeing them evolving. I'm seeing them evolving. And they know that I'm always here when you need to talk to somebody. Yes, I'm not going to allow you to have a pity party. I'm going to encourage you, and then you are out there to be who you really expected to be. So one of the things that I do is throwing them into the sea, not without the paddle, not without the paddle. We give them everything that they need to succeed, but let them come out of that quiet area that they have kept themselves for so long.
Yes, agree. And then in order to convince others, we really need to convince ourselves first to be confident with ourselves, because the question was really specific in order to proving ourselves as a women in a male-dominated workplace, especially in front of men. I think the one thing that we need to take care first is ourselves. Thank you very much, Bunmi. Yep, I think we have come to the end of the session, I would say. But before I deliver my summary, I would like to have a closing statement from you, ladies. So each one of you, please, you can say something about leadership for impact, especially in developing the future female leaders. Yep, you can start. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I can start. So again, leadership for impact. My 2 cents on this topic is whenever you want to lead something, it's there is one fundamental that you need to be sure what you are leading and how you are leading. As a leader, never miss the empathy part, because that is very, very important when you are leading, and that is the only thing you are going to leave the impact with. Your functional competencies might be very, very strong, but the minute you want to develop yourself as leaders, your personal core values, which is at company level, our core values respect, which resonate with my personal core value. And on the other side, empathy is one thing that brings the authentic leadership. And this is not that by empathizing, you cannot develop anyone. I think when you are using empathy in a right way, it will help you to develop the teams as well. It will give them the sense of security and a safety net, so they can actually share things with you. They can perform with the free mindset, and this will actually help you to lead and develop the agile team, which regardless what the circumstances are. Again, I will talk about my country. The circumstances gets very tough So you talk about political ones, you talk about the economic, social, all these. But the minute you have these strong agilities develop, this will look very easy to you. So focus on these things, and it will help you to achieve your goals when you are going towards the leader's role. And once you are at your leadership position, it will help you to demonstrate these things strongest because you have been through the whole journey by yourself.
I see. So core values. Okay, so I think the committee is very generous to add some time for us to take more questions because there are a lot of good questions that leads to a very wisdom coming from you ladies. So I agree with the thing that you mentioned, Hajra, about core values. Maybe this is something that I would like also to ask the rest of our panelists here, Bunmi and Arifa here. So what is actually the one core value that keeps you going up until now?
Respect.
Sorry?
Because I'm super sure.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, respect and Bhumi, what? Sorry?
For me is my integrity.
Integrity and respect. Do you mind elaborating more about that? I mean, in terms of the respect part, yes, sometimes we still see people out of bias that sometimes some of us are not aware of. But maybe from that perspective, how would you maybe, I don't know, educate or try to make sure the others understand that we don't value people because of their appearance or their gender or the way they dress to the office, for example. So how would you cultivate respect in your team, Arifa, maybe from your personal experience?
Look, I would say that the starting point, and that's one of the reasons that, I'm at Nestlé, because before me as a leader or as a manager cultivating respect as a value, it's something that is really done on a company level. So it is at our core values. It is something that is led by example from the leaders in the company. And so it makes it easy for me to be in the same frame. Now, how do I practice respect when it comes to my team is the fact that, first of all, you need to make people feel comfortable so they are able to express themselves without any fear of consequences. So you have to have respect for their thinking, their ideas, the time, and at the same time, giving them as well the liberty to really go and do things on their own. So really respecting as well their potential is something that is important to me. And again, we all come from backgrounds where I believe that respect is a core value that is not culture specific. I think across any country or across any nationality, respect is something that is a common thread that brings each one of us together. So honestly, for me, it's something that is the core value of the company, core value of myself, and core value of the team members that makes it very easy for us to function within the frame of respect.
Yes, I agree. Respect is like the key of fostering the culture of diversity and inclusion. Yeah. Agree, Arifa. So move on to Bhumi. You mentioned your core value is integrity. So there's this specific question for you here. Bhumi, as a plant manager and with a high proportion of male folks reporting to you, how do you ensure the accountability, the trust, without appearing overbearing or arrogant? So how do you maintain your integrity without people looking at you as an arrogant person?
Okay, so integrity for me, when I mention integrity, is being myself and everyone knowing that at every point in time, she is who she says she is, even in my words and in my actions. And these endear people to me because they know they will always meet me the way that I am. And has created a good synergy between me and my team members. They are not afraid to step up to share things with me because they know that she's been truthful, she's been honest. And as a plant manager, in order not to appear as someone who they see as being proud, my integrity helps me to be firm in my decision making. I am not biased, and I do not have, I try as much as possible in my firmness to let people see the angle where I'm coming from and what needs to be done. Yes, you can have integrity, you can be honest, you do not, you walk the talk. They see you as walking the talk. And if this is what you are doing, even when you are being firm, there are ways by which you can be firm and still stay respectful. Just like what Harifa said, it doesn't matter who you are dealing with. We are all the same without looking down on anyone. So my judgment, my decision, my firmness in the relationship with people, I like to stay transparent and truthful so that at every point in time, when you turn around, you do not need to look at it and say, maybe she gave this because of this. No, I spell it out to you clearly and tell you the reason why this decision has been taken. This is something that I do constantly with my team and with people outside. So
yes, so being transparent, right? So
being
not
transparent.
Yes, I agree with you. So Bumi, there's this personal message from Jude Austin. Bumi, I'm very proud of you. Please do more to empower our young women in Africa to go into engineering. I believe we have brilliant, skillful women in Africa. Yes.
Truly.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we have an interesting question from KG Anya, I would say. Do people with disabilities have the opportunities to be successful in the company? I think because our topic is, our umbrella of topic is also diversity and inclusion. Maybe this is something that we can take in this session as well. I would like to ask Hajra to take this question.
All right. So thank you, Sarah. Very interesting question, and I'm glad this question came up so we all can be very clear. So at Nestle, people with disabilities, we don't take them as disabled, we take them as differently able. And I can give you example that even for ourselves who are fully able, imagine there is a 6th floor building without the elevators, without the stairs, and you ask me to go on the 6th floor. I cannot because I'm not equipped. So when we at Nestle, we take it very, very, and this topic is again very, very close to our hearts, and we want to make a difference in this initiative as well. So we call them people differently able, and for that we support them by providing the right facilities. I can share one initiative with you at Pakistan market. So we have launched a program for differently able people. And what happened during this time is that these differently able pool, they get into the company. We train them, we equip them over a year's time. And after that, we'll try to convert them into the permanent position roles that they can apply and they can gel in. Once you are in the permanent workforce, like all others, regardless of your differently able thing, or on the other side, regardless of your gender, once you are in the company, it's not that no, you're not going to get a promotion or a career breakthrough just because you are differently able. No, because these people, they have some strengths much stronger than the other people, and they outshine. And we have examples within our group where they are very, very successful.
Yes, I agree. I mean, whether it's about gender equality or differently able, Nestle has always been trying to create a suitable space for everyone, because we believe that unique condition of us can foster innovations and also creativity. Different minds and then different views, different perspective will enrich everything that we haven't discovered, I would say. Yep. So one last question I would like to ask to Arifa. So how can leading women like you nurture young women to overcome challenges in the corporate, especially in the commercial? I mean, commercial world is very, very competitive, I would say, because right now we are going towards digital, and then everyone really wants to upskills themselves in those areas. So is there any initiative from you personally or in Nestle Middle East? Maybe you can share with us about that.
Look, I would actually like to answer my question in two ways. So I will split it from a functional capabilities perspective and then, of course, from a leadership capability perspective. So from a functional perspective, actually in marketing, it's such a field, and with the pace with which the things are changing, you have to be super adaptive and learn things as the media space is evolving or as the consumers are evolving. So it's very important that you equip the team with the right tools, with the right training, but also giving them the right roles as well within which they can perform. So having a strong set of support system to develop functionally, and if that means they need exposure in a certain function, so sending them for a stint, for example. So those are a few things that can be done, on a functional front. Now, when it comes to overall, as a company, we are truly going through a digital transformation, which is really about, having the digital transformation across the value chain. So building capabilities when it comes to really having, whether it's about having the consumer specific kind of personalized communication and then preparing your team for that, or it's about, building the data analytics skills in the company. So supporting through that. Automation is very important, because if people tend to keep on doing the work that could be easily automated, this would actually pull their energy or motivation level down. So as a leader, our role is also to transform and enable, through tools as well, the time that the team can allocate to more value added activities. And then of course, the same applies to supply chain and also in the factory. So I think that is something that will be really preparing the workforce for the future. Now, at the same time, I think it's super important from a leadership front perspective is to be really a people leader. I think it's very important to really know your team, to be close to your team, to really hear them out, giving them the space where they feel free to give you the feedback, because we are all humans. We will make mistakes, or, we all need to ultimately work in harmony together. So having that close rapport where they feel comfortable to express themselves, it's something that's personally very important to me. Treating them like people before, they are your subordinates. So really being interested in what clicks a certain person, in what clicks to motivate them. So really knowing your team very well is very important. Being there for them when they are going through any challenges, not being there just for them, when things are great, but really standing by them when things don't go great. So I think those are a few things that are very important for me when you are actually working with younger people, giving them opportunities to have exposure on different projects. For example, in my team, someone was in my team actually went to Switzerland on a digital acceleration team program. That gave her as well an edge, and she came back more skilled to actually add value to the entire team. So there are many things, honestly, that can be done. I think in all of that, if I may just mention the last point is, and I believe that I have the right level of maturity within my team. Having said all of this, and empathy and respect and all of that, I think it's very important to be honest to the people. You need to tell them what are the development areas and what are the strengths. So how do you leverage your strengths, but also how do we work together to actually bridge the gaps that they might have from a development perspective. But I think if you have the right rapport, we've had a couple of difficult discussions as a team, but because of a strong rapport, and if the team really trusts you as a leader, it's easier to get through that conversation, because ultimately you need to be honest to the team as well. I would be honest to someone if I truly believe that their skill set is not right for a certain role that they're looking for. And if they are adamant to be in that role, then okay, how do we build that skill set that you require? So empathy with honesty as well.
Empathy with honesty. Thank you very much, Arifa. Yep. Yes, Bumi?
No. everything that Harifa has said is important. My last word to wrap this up with what Harifa has said is number one, know yourself. It is important that you know yourself. You know your strength. You know your weaknesses, formal and informal. And there is nothing wrong in being vulnerable. There is nothing wrong with being vulnerable. It shows that you are human when you're vulnerable. And so it helps other people to come to you when they are also in that vulnerable state. And that's something that we need to talk more about. When you're vulnerable, it helps younger ones to know when they make mistake, they are not going to be crucified. Somebody is there to help them. And the last thing is you being yourself, you being vulnerable. It is not wrong to ask for help. It is not wrong to ask for help. You will not know everything overnight. You will not know. And when you share your problem with someone, you will be surprised that someone has passed through that same place at one point or the other in the course of the career. We're less than 100 here at Agbara Factory. And I find that because people know the kind of person that I am, almost all the ladies in all the other plants, not just limited to mine, they have opportunity to come to me. I think it's because they see who I am and they know who I am. So something that is really important. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies, for being so inspiring on this session. I want to close this with an appreciation from our audience. In this harsh reality, inspiring and encouraging mentors are as rare as shooting stars. And thank you, ladies, for being the shooting stars. So that's all from me. Me, myself, personally learned a lot from you guys, Hajra, Arifa, and Bunmi. And then my last tips, if I can recap from this session, is for young ladies, for young future female leaders, you need to be truthful of who you are. You need to be brave and then be courageous. You need to let your environment know what you need, so that your environment can help you to achieve what you want to achieve. So as long as we convey the right attitude and the right mindset, we can achieve everything, even if it's outside our comfort zone. So thank you very much, everyone. Very happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
Level Digital. Thank you.
It's an honor to be with Hajra and Arifa. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot.
Thank you, Bumi. Thanks, Hajra.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.